On today's episode of the NASM CPT Podcast with me, Rick Richey, I explore laying the groundwork for doing virtual sessions. So, who remote sessions are not good for. Then we talk about who remote sessions are good for, and then why clients should consider doing online training or virtual training with you. And then we talk about what would you charge for these sessions? Is it the same? Is it different? What do you do? All right, make sure that you like, follow, subscribe, and share with your fitness friends and family, and leave a 5-star review. Now, here's the episode laying the groundwork for doing virtual sessions.
You're listening to the NASM CPT Podcast with Rick Richey, winner of the Share Care Emmy Award for Social Storytelling and the official podcast of the National Academy of Sports Medicine.
Hey, y'all, and welcome to the NASM CPT Podcast. My name is Rick Richey, and this today is the first time I'm back in my house doing these podcasts. Now, if you just listen to the podcast, you probably have no idea that I even changed locations, but I do it in the gym now. But today I'm doing it back from home, and I'm going to share with you why. Today is a snow day here in NYC. Now, a lot of you will be listening to this in April or in June, and you have, this is not an evergreen episode, but the idea behind what I want to talk about is, because we're going to talk about laying the groundwork for doing virtual sessions. It's 15 inches of snow overnight in New York City, and this town is shut down. And so when I was talking to some of my clients, they said, hey, let's do virtual sessions this morning. Nice. Why did they say that? Because I laid the groundwork for doing virtual sessions. But for those of you who are on YouTube, here, come with me just for a second. You're going to get a brief little look out the window. Let's see. There you go. That is the 15 inches of snow there. So it's been a beautiful, beautiful experience, but let's be honest, this is getting in the way of business. And this is why laying the groundwork for doing virtual sessions is really important. Now, before we get into talking about who this is good for, let's just talk momentarily about who virtual, remote, or online training sessions may not be good for. Now, this isn't programming. Programming is something that you write out and that you deliver to your clients, and they really just do it on their own. Virtual training is training one-on-one, like I'm doing right now, into this camera. So you set them up, you put them on FaceTime or a Zoom or whatever, and you watch them work out just like you would do at a session. The problem is there's some things that get in the way and people who this may not be good for. Number one, I had a guy years ago, and he moved away. Unfortunately, I miss him so much, but he came to me initially. His daughter reached out because his balance was so poor. And because he had poor balance, we started working together. And when he moved away, people were saying, oh, are you going to do virtual or remote sessions with him? And I said, no. And the reason why is that after 8 years of working with this person who is now in his early 90s, he does not need to be doing a session without somebody present. The balance is not good enough. And so therefore, I would say it'd be dangerous to actually do a virtual session or a remote session with people like this person who has poor balance. And he's not the only one. I train several clients who are older. And to be honest, it's not their age, because I have several clients who are older whose balance is fine. But those with poor balance, they're ones that you have to really be aware of. It can be very concerning, and virtual sessions, probably not great ideas for sessions. Now, can you adjust? Yes, but I think most of the time that would be such a concern that they would need to have something in their hand, or they'd have to be seated or do core work on the floor the entire time. And I want to work balance with people who need balance help. So I actually encourage this person to get a trainer out in Los Angeles, where he lives now, so that they can help him with his balance. So virtual or online sessions, not great for people with poor balance or people that require, that have conditions that require you to be present. Now, Poor balance is an example of that. Some people have vertigo. They might need your help. Some people have instability when they're holding weights and you need to be there to spot them. People who lift heavy weights, they don't have heavy weights at home most likely. And if they do have heavy weights at home, you are not there to spot them. So I think that those would be sessions that, yeah, obviously you could adjust it, but just be aware that some of those sessions will not be part of the program. So if I have people, and I have a guy that does heavy weight, but when we're at home, it's more of an endurance and conditioning day. Anyone that has a significant medical condition that is very important that you're present, or that there's an, and this reminds me, if you have somebody who has, that you train remotely and they live on their own or they're home alone when you do your sessions, you need to have an emergency phone number for them. So as they're working out, if they start to go into, a heart attack, for example, that's something that needs to be addressed, that you need to have something online. You need to have their address where they are so that you can call 911 and that can be addressed from you. Obviously, your 911, where you are and where they are not the same, but hopefully there is a connection there where they can find the emergency responders in that area and send them. So just be aware of that, the location, so that you can be on top of it. I will say this, and this one I don't care for very much, but it is true. Some people just don't like doing it. They don't like the idea of doing it. Most people that say they don't like it have never done an online session with me. They just don't like the idea of doing it. They don't like the idea of spending that kind of money where they're at home and doing an exercise routine. Now, I pride myself that we can get just as good of a workout, not the same type of workout, but a great workout with very minimal equipment, even body weight, if we do it occasionally. Now, if we're going to do more than occasionally, I do like to have equipment on hand at home, whether it's a suspension trainer and bands and a mini loop. Those kind of things can be very, very helpful when it comes to doing these virtual sessions. And if you've got people who don't like it, I will also say this, just consider the idea of doing one for free with your clients that you train regularly. I don't like the idea of just doing free sessions for people, but I have a person that I train regularly and she doesn't like the idea of doing virtual sessions. So just throwing it out there like, hey, let's do it for free. Let's just do one, see if you like it. And if you do, great, because I'm at home on a snow day. I'm not doing anything, let's do a session. Let's do it for free. And if it works for you going forward, when we have things like this, she can be at her home in Connecticut and I can be here in New York and we can still get a session in. All right. I want to point out that this episode of the NASM CPT Podcast is brought to you by NASM One, the membership for trainers and coaches. Members enjoy unlimited access to hundreds of career resources. Get the Edge app to schedule and program clients. Enjoy half off all certifications and specializations, access to free CEUs, and more. All of this for just $35 a month. Go to nasm.org/membership to learn more about NASM One. All right, let's talk about it. Who are virtual remote online sessions good for? Number one, because of the importance of the moment, snow days. So here I have snow days. Now my producer, Eric, I don't think he does. He's on the other end of this call right now. Always here, always looming, always listening, hearing me talk about snow days. And he's based in Phoenix. So I'm not sure he's ever seen snow, or at least not in Phoenix. So for me here in the Northeast, sometimes there are snow days. People aren't getting out. It's a great opportunity. I'll also point this out. This is probably the most. I have travelers, people who travel. I've got folks that go on business trips. One gentleman goes on business trips regularly, especially into the UK. And so when he's in the UK, we normally train at 7 a.m. New York City time, which makes it 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep, 12 o'clock noon for him. And yeah, sometimes he gets caught up and can't do the session. But for most of the times when we schedule the sessions, it's noontime, it's lunchtime for him. So he can sneak away from the work, go into the hotel gym, and he gets the workout in. So he travels and he stays on his program as best as possible. Um, so I'm looking forward to the idea of you planting a seed. And we'll talk about these seed planting moments. So we've got people who travel. Now, that's a work trip. We also have people that travel for vacation. He is also very, very good at doing this while he's on vacation. He gets up still in the morning before the family gets up, and he does his workout with me in an online session. And then he meets up with his family, goes to breakfast, and goes out on the adventure of the day. Now, I've got one person who does not do vacation with me, right? So when he's on vacation, he's vacationing. But when he's on work trips, he is with me all the time. We don't miss a beat usually. So finding those people that you are planting these seeds with and say, oh, you're going to go home. You're going to go on a work trip. You're going to go on a vacation. Do you still want to try to get some sessions in? And then I'd say the other one are people who have second homes. Now, again, I'm in New York City. I'm in Manhattan. There are a lot of people in the summer who just disappear into the Hamptons, right? So they're gone for months in the summer. And I am so envious. Oh, good for you. Here I am in the city, and I am more than willing to still do sessions with you. So if you are out, you are traveling, and you are going to your second home, I have somebody with that home upstate, somebody with a home in Connecticut, somebody with a home in Pennsylvania and in New Jersey. I have most of those people who are willing to do these virtual online sessions. And let's talk about why. Why? Because it keeps them on schedule. And this is something that's very helpful for not just you, but for them. Because as we know, taking a week off, you feel the difference when you come back. I know I take a week off from doing basically legs. And then I come back in a week, and all of a sudden when I do legs, my legs are like, nah, let's just keep not doing them. So when I come back, I try not to miss leg day for sure. So that always keeps me on point. And I point that out with my clients as well. So that way it minimizes soreness when you do get back. It keeps the progress going. Our goal is to not just do maintenance, but to also continue with our progress. So let's keep progress going, especially if you're in a place where your diet's going to be a little bit different, than it's going to be a bit more lush, shall we say. Then maintaining your movement and your exercise, I think, is vital, just in general. But, a lot of people say, oh, I'm on vacation and we're going to do a lot of walking. That's great. Love it. Keep that activity. If we can do a virtual session, let's do it. If not, enjoy your time. Let's also think about this. It keeps your session count up. And that's helpful because it allows you to get paid still, even though they're not there. You're still committing the hour time. They're still committing the hour time. There's no commute. You just pull up your phone and you go right to it. Now, I will say it also possibly allows you to do more than just in-person sessions, right? So, and I'm not talking about, obviously it lets you do more than just in-person sessions, but I'm talking about, let's say your 20 sessions a week that you do with your people. I've been training a couple people that don't live in New York. I never see them for one-on-one in-person sessions. We do weekly virtual sessions. And that's a great opportunity for me to work with people. Some are personal trainers who have found me through the podcast and said, hey, can you do sessions with me? Absolutely. Absolutely. So this allows me to have more sessions throughout the week than just my one-on-one in-person people, that there are people that aren't even close to me that I train regularly because they do virtual sessions. Now, how do we start to plant this seed? First of all, I just come out with it like, hey, I know that we have an upcoming snow day, or we have an upcoming whatever. So you're going to be taking a week off, or your kids are out of school, and it's going to be hard for you to get back into the gym for this week or over the summer. What do you think about maybe doing some virtual sessions? What about online? And some people are like, oh, I don't really know. Just say it. If you're willing to give the time, just say, hey, let's do one for free. Let's just do one, see what you think. And if you like it, let's keep going. Now, if I had somebody that just calls me out of the blue, that reaches out and says, hey, I live in Colorado. I love your podcast. I want to do a session with you. Can we do that one for free? No, that's not what I do. The people I already train in person, I'm willing to say, let's try one for free so we can keep your program going. People who are new that say, oh, you're a personal trainer, I'd like to train with you. Can we do a sample? I don't do that. I don't do that. I'm good at my job. And so anytime you do that, you don't just go and say, hey, I want to get some woodworking done. Can you just do me a sample cabinet? No, you can see what my work is. You can see my pedigree. You can see what we've put together when it comes to the body of work. And so there are no free sessions except for the people I already work with to say, let's give something new a try. And that then allows you to say, yes, now we can continue training ongoing even while you're away because you're going to love it. But also, that means for you, take some time and really focus on what it is you plan on doing, because you need to have a couple things. You need to know what their inventory is. I got some people that have in-home gyms. When they go to their second home, there's a gym in that home, and we can do basically everything that we can do at the gym at their home gym. But I've got some people that have a suspension trainer, maybe, and bands. And that's great, but I need to know that in advance so I can come up with ideas for what it is that we're going to do when it comes to your workout. So try to get that in advance. When it also comes to planting seeds, if you already train somebody remotely, I would just say, for the person who comes in after Stuart, I'd be like, Terry, guess what? So Stuart's not here today. We just did an online session, or we're about to jump into a virtual session, which he tries to do every time he's out of town. Let me know also when you go out of town next, if you want to do a virtual session like Stuart does, then that's something that we could potentially set up. But I'll talk to you about it later. I got to go and run a jump-in session. So here you are, just planting the seed, just letting people know that is a possibility. And from the jump, they might be thinking, nah, it's not how I want to spend my money. But when it comes back again, just be like, man, there's such a great workouts that we can do online. Again, just let me know if that's something you want to do. If you get pushback, then say, hey, and what if you don't want to do a free session? Great. What do you think about doing like half price, a discount one, just to see what it's like? So that way you are building the opportunity with the base of clients that you already have. Now, some people, and I know they do this, they're like, I would never do a free session for anybody. I will for my clients if it means that they train more. So give me the opportunity to give you an example of trying something new. And if it works for you, great. And if it doesn't, no harm, no foul. What I did is gave up an hour of my time to see if I can get somebody who already comes to see me 1, 2, 3 times a week to come in even more while they're out of town or while I'm out of town. Now, one of the things I get a lot when it comes to this topic is, what do you charge? I charge the exact same amount. So if somebody, let's say they buy a package and they're doing sessions and one of the sessions is virtual, they don't get a discount session. I don't charge discounts for my virtual sessions. I will do one complimentarily to see if I can get you in the door, but I don't discount my virtual sessions. I can give you a good workout. I can still see you. I can still cue you. Is it the same? Not necessarily, but the value is there on multiple ways. One is you don't have to come into the gym. It takes you 30 minutes to get to the gym, change clothes, and then to get cleaned up, maybe shower, get back home or get back to work. That's another 30 minutes. It takes you 2 hours to do a 1-hour session with me. Here, what do? You just show up online, flip your computer open, put your phone on a tripod or lean it against a kettlebell, as one of my guys does, and then we jump into a session. These things make it easier for us to be able to continue working where we don't miss the program. We keep everybody on schedule. The progress keeps coming. Your session count stays up. It allows you to get paid, and it allows you to do more than just the in-person sessions. I charge the same. I suggest that you do the same too. Now, think about it and start planting the seeds. Start trying to get people to understand that you can provide value and not just doing face-to-face sessions. You're still with them. You still see them. You're still engaging with them. You're still watching their form. You're watching their technique. It will change because you will not be able to spot them. You will not be able to hand off the weights to them. So some things will have to change, including potentially the amount of weight that people are lifting or the exercises based on the safety, including things like whether or not there are balance issues or concerns, whether or not they're lifting heavy regularly, and now you're moving them back into an endurance phase, at least while they're not face-to-face with you, so that you can continue to work with your clients. All right, y'all, thanks for listening. Thanks to our producer, Eric Sorensen. And if you don't mind, like, share, subscribe, and leave a 5-star review. And if you want to reach out to me, you can hit me up on Instagram at dr.rickrichy or email me, rick.richey@nasm.org. Y'all keep inspiring people to fitness. Thanks for listening. This has been the NASM CPT Podcast.